Hello students, we had started with animal kingdom and we had started with the basis of classification. We have completed the levels of organization and the symmetry. Let us move on to the next basis of classification, diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Before we go to the third basis of classification, I want you to know about the embryonic development in phylum Chordata. Embryonic development in chordates. In the chordates, during the embryonic development, the zygote, which is single-celled, becomes a ball of cells, which is called as the blastula. Soon in the blastula, there is a hollow invagination. Imagine this like a finger poking through a rubber ball. How would it look? Similarly, there is an invagination formed in this ball of cells. This is the formation of the primitive gut, and this primitive gut is called as the archaeantron, the opening of which is called as the blastopore, wherein archaeantron is the primitive gut and the blastopore is the opening, which becomes the anus in case of the chordates. Soon enough, the remaining cells of the embryo undergo a so-called rearrangement to form three different layers around this primitive gut. Innermost, outer and outermost layer. The innermost layer next to the archaeantron is called as the endoderm. The second layer is called as the mesoderm and the third layer is called as the ectoderm. These embryonic layers are called as the germinal layers or germ layers. The endoderm forms the GI tract. The mesoderm forms the muscles, the body cavity, which is called as the coelom, and the visceral organs. The ectoderm will form the skin, the nervous system, etc. The ectoderm, the outermost layer, will form the skin, nervous system, etc. The endoderm will form the gastrointestinal tract, and the mesoderm will divide and will split itself and will form the cavity lining the outer side of the intestinal tract and the inner side of the body wall, and will form the cavity inside, which is called as the coelom. And the coelom will bear the visceral organs inside, like the heart, lungs, kidneys, etc. These are called as the visceral organs, which will be formed by the mesoderm. The mesoderm holds a lot of power, as you can see in the chordates. This is what happens in the embryonic development of the chordates. Three germinal layers are formed: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. In who? In the chordates. Is it the case with all these phyla? Let's have a look. In the poriferans, which were formed way back in evolution, their embryo is able to form only two germinal layers, the endoderm and the ectoderm. The mesoderm remains as an undifferentiated jelly-like substance. Undifferentiated means it is not clearly formed. Such kind of an undifferentiated mesoderm that is found in the poriferans is called as the mesoglia. Moving on to the third basis of classification, diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Two germinal layers only are formed in Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora. These phyla, Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora, they are said to have diploblastic organization. And from platyhelminths onwards, the mesoglia started differentiating into a proper mesoderm. They started forming three germinal layers from platyhelminths onwards. So platyhelminths onwards, all these phyla are said to be of triploblastic organization, including the chordates. Let's say in phyla Porifera, Cnidaria and Ctenophora, there are only two germ layers. Okay, if we draw them from inside to outside, if you take a cross section of the embryo, this is the innermost archaeantron cavity. Okay, the layer around it will be the endoderm. The outermost layer will be called as the ectoderm. These are the two germinal layers that are formed, and the layer in between will be an undifferentiated layer, which is called as mesoglia. This is said to be an undifferentiated layer. These animals, which have only two germinal layers, they are said to be diploblastic. Diploblastic phyla are Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora. In phyla platyhelminths and others, they are said to have how many? Three germ layers. Here they are. Innermost archaeantron. Outer to that will be the endoderm. Outside that will be the mesoderm, and outer to that will be ectoderm. Three properly differentiated germ layers. These phyla are said to be of triploblastic organization, platyhelminths onwards. That was the third basis of classification.
महादेव के नाम पे सब्सक्राइब कर दें।